What is up, guys? And today I'm going to show you a tip how to fix your AAT Tank custom build for this set. So I'm going to give you 5 actual tips how to create your own AAT Tank to build this really cool creation. Let's dive right into it and let's get starting at number 1. Starting at number 1 is this cannon on the side. So you need to do is you need to take this off, and then you also need to grab is from your bins pile. You need to grab a bar piece, so a black bar piece as well. So it has actual this part right here, and then you need to have 4 actual cone pieces that you need to specifically have. So you need to have 4 each side. And then on the bottom of it, you need to have is the actual antenna for this black antenna that you need to put this on here. And then basically you need to have a black stud on the back as well, so it matches on both sides of the back of the cannon or something like that maybe. And then you also need, if you're having your can to be like this way, you need to have it rotate this way so it makes it more efficient cannon on both sides. So you need to have that on both sides. And then this looks really well for this specific both sides of the cannon. So you need to make sure you guys do that. And let's dive into number 2. Starting at number 2 is the actual front of the nose. So what you need to do is basically you need to grab a disc for a light gray disc, and then you also need to do is put this on here. So you need to put on the center of the blue of the disc on your nose of your actual AAT tank. And that's basically what you're supposed to do from there to make this more easy. It's just like the actual movie or episode of this AAT tank to make sure that it looks really good on the nose. So that's what we're supposed to do on that one. And let's dive into number 3. Starting at number 3 is the back of the cannon's antenna. So what you need to do is also need to grab from your bins pile is the light gray antenna for this one on this side right here. And then you also need to have the same specific antenna from you have from your actual sets. And then you also need to grab is the a hole, dark gray hole that you need to specifically put on there. So you're gonna do is you're gonna put this on here, and then you're going to put this on there. And that's what you're supposed to do for this specific antenna for this back of the AAT tank. And then this is how it works for the actual antenna. Let's dive into number 4. Starting at number 4 is the specific cannon of the front. So you need to do is take this off. And then what I did so far is I modified is this specific set. So you need to do is grab a Technic axle piece that you need to put on there for this right here. And then you also need to have is a rounded Technic black piece, and you also need to have is attachment on there. So you need a blue piece as well for your Technic pieces. And then you also need to have is the this bar piece, the same thing that you have from the actual cannons. So you need to actually have this on this side, so it makes this cannon a little short as you can. And then you also need to have a blue and Technic piece on this cannon on the front. And then you need to have the same specific black Technic piece as well for this hole. So you need to put that on there on what I made so far in this modified cannon side of the front. And then what you're going to do is you're going to put this on here, and then this actually makes it more short and not longer than the specific set. So you need to do that. Let's dive into number 5, and this is going to be the last one. Okay, starting at number 5 is the last one, is the body parts of this AAT tank. And then you need to do is what I did is that I took off all the launchers from right here on this side, and then I just filled the entire thing from the inside, so you can't see it. But if you want to follow the instructions what I come up with on my own, and then you need to do is fill with this back piece of the AAT tank. What you need to do is have this all light gray on both sides of the back of the AAT tank, and then I'm going to show you about what this is going to look like on what I did so far. So I'm going to show you what I did. Oops. And then I also, yeah, so this, I put a light gray tile on here so it makes it more efficient to put on there. So that's what I did so far on both sides. This is going to be on the right side, and then this is going to be on the left side as well. So this is going to be the same thing. And then what I did was I put a plate, so a 1x2 plate on here to make sure that it's more detailed and more efficient to put this on there. And that's all with light gray on both sides. So that's what I did. And then I just fill, if you want to follow the instructions, make sure you guys basically just follow like you kind of follow the instructions, but you have to follow what I made so far. So that's just what I kind of did, and that's basically how it goes. And this is all you can do for this actual set you need to do to build, and then this is all you can do. So make sure you guys like this video if you guys want to see some more. It's on the actual comments below, and then I'll see you guys later.